been 2 weeks since the arrival of the parasaurs. The parasaurs and the other herbivores are eating and grazing as usual. And more newcomers are coming here to the Great River Valley. Today's story will be not about the herd this time. Today we will focus on a different character, but he does not live here. To find him, we need to go to the Great Road. This road is the same one that our Parasaurolophus herd has used to migrate to the Great River Valley. We are now stopping here to a wide, spiky savanna out of spiky plants and trees. Here we see a little young Patasaurus that is migrating to the Great River Valley. But she has to be careful though, as these spiky savannas are ideal for ambushing predators. Like this juvenile Ceratosaurus. This Ceratosaurus name is Sarah. And with the age of 2 years, she is slowly reaching adulthood. She has finally made a new kill, but as usual, the other scavenging dinosaurs of the savannah want also some of her kill, like this Dilophosaurus. And slowly, many other scavenging dinosaurs are gathering to her kill. But Sarah does not like to share. With so many scavenging dinosaurs here, there is no way she can fight back to defend her kill. So she leaves her kill. The young Ceratosaur has finally decided to leave this spiky savanna, leaving her kill behind for the scavengers to eat. Since over a year ago, she has found this spiky savanna to hide from other bigger predators. And now she is old enough to claim her own rightful territory. So our Ceratosaurus is traveling over the Great Road. While she's traveling, she has found another spiky savanna, but this time with a few more different plants and trees. But this savanna is already ruled by another predator, a very aggressive Albertosaurus. This habitat isn't even ideal for her anyways, so she moves on for a better territory for herself to claim. While she's traveling, she has finally entered to a new entrance by the Great Road. Here, Herbivores are more common than the east side of the island. This place is a more wide open landscape with less spiky trees and plants where she was once living in. More further she goes through the Great Plains, this bright green landscape becomes a more rugged drylands, a perfect landscape for a ceratosaur for hunting. And over this small canyon, he finds a nice piece of land full with big herbivores. But first, he needs to go over this canyon, and he is not the only one. This old male Gastonia also wants to go over the canyon to go to greener lands, and the ceratosaur is joining him. The ceratosaur still keeps his distance from the Gastonia, because though they are slow, Gastonias are very aggressive when they are close to a predator. It didn't take long for both of them to arrive near this valley, but first they need to climb over this steep mountain slide. The Gastonia is the first to climb over this mountain slide, while the ceratosaur still keeps his distance from him. The Gastonia has finally made it to safe grounds. Now it's the ceratosaur's turn to get over the mountain slide. It looks like the ceratosaur is being attacked by two aggressive big dimetrodons. And they do not like trespassers walking through the canyon, which is also their own territory. Dimetrodons aren't dinosaurs. They are coming from a far different island, but due to their success, they have arrived to the island of the dinosaurs. The ceratosaur cannot take on both of the dimetrodons, and has no other choice to climb over the mountain slide. But the dimetrodon does not want to let the ceratosaur escape. The dimetrodon is holding on the tail of the ceratosaur. The whole ceratosaur cannot hold on any longer. It will fall any time. The dimetrodon does not want to risk any injuries, so he lets him free. The ceratosaur is finally at safe grounds. For a long travel, he has finally found the perfect territory for himself. A very wide open dry land. The very first thing for him to do is checking over the whole territory if there's any ruler or big predator in sight that is already ruling the drylands. But so far, no ruler or a predator in sight. The only thing he could find are big herds of big herbivores and some small scavengers. These small predators aren't a big problem for him, these are way smaller than the scavengers of the spiky savannas where he was once living in. So no big predator in sight, the ceratosaur can claim this as its own new territory. Now she can make herself at home, scouting over the wide landscape for any animals for hunting. But in a short time she has finally found a ideal prey for her size for now. A tiny little hadrosaurus. But suddenly, after eating on the little hadrosaur, he finds a newcomer of these drylands. But looks like this newcomer is not any friendly traveler. It's a young little tyrannosaurus also making its way looking for a territory for himself. And the ceratosaur does not stand a chance for a predator almost half the size of him. So he goes away, leaving its own prey once again to the bigger predator. But the ceratosaur does not want to give up his dryland so easily, so he needs to find out for a plan. After a long walk, he has finally found another carcass for himself to eat. A killed triceratops. And the ceratosaur can finally feast on the big carcass. But something is not right. He doesn't know what killed this triceratops. It couldn't be the tyrannosaur, because he just came this day here. But then it didn't took him long to see in a few meters away from him the real ruler of these drylands, sleeping under the shadow from the sunlight. But the big predator already noticed him and wakes up. It turns out the ruler of the drylands is a huge adult male Volcanotaurus. And he seems not to be happy to see another predator on his territory. And he is double the size of the ceratosaurus. The ceratosaur might have no chance against both of these big predators, but he might have an idea how to get rid of them. After a long night, Ceratosaur has finally got himself a perfect plan to get rid of both the predators of the dryland. He has killed a young little Triceratops next to the canyon, and as expected, the Tyrannosaur comes to steal his kill. And the Ceratosaurus leaves the kill for the Tyrannosaurus to eat. That's the first part of the plan. And now he goes to the sleeping Carnotaurus to wake him up. Carnotaurus tries to threaten him away, but this time the Ceratosaurus does not back away. Not backing away is a sign that he wants to challenge the Carnotaurus. But of course the Ceratosaurus wins, and the Carnotaurus is chasing him. The Ceratosaur is leading him towards near the canyon where the Tyrannosaurus is eating right now. The Ceratosaurus runs past him. The Tyrannosaurus doesn't know from what he's running from, so he looks behind. And that he sees, the one that he was running from, is the true ruler of the drylands. The Tyrannosaurus has finally found his opponent, and he's now challenging him to take over this territory of the great drylands. And that was exactly what the Ceratosaurus was planning the whole time. But no matter how much the Tyrannosaur tries, the Carnotaurus is too strong and too far experienced for him. And the Tyrannosaur is almost near the canyon where he might fall off. But the Tyrannosaur does not want to give up so easily. Looks like the Tyrannosaur has finally met his end. And now the Ceratosaur uses his opportunity. But the Carnotaurus still tries to cling on the mountain so that he can't fall off. But he can't hold on any longer. And so the Ceratosaurus uses his chance to finally defeat him. And like the Tyrannosaurus, the Carnotaurus has finally met his end, leaving the Ceratosaurus as the new rightful ruler of the drylands. A week has passed now, and all of the herbivores and prey animals are eating and doing their daily things as usual. As for the new ruler, the Ceratosaurus, she has been way more successful than last time, making 1 kill per 2 days, without any predator stealing it from her. And this is where our story ends.